Hi guys, it's time for another review, and because I've still got the Gamecube set up and I've done all the Game Boy games, now I'm going to do the actual Gamecube games. So I'm going to kick it off with Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, being the 5th game in this series, came about, it might have been 4 or 5 years after Mortal Kombat 4 was made. It was the first game to be fully 3D. Mortal Kombat 4 sort of used a 2D, 3D, sort of like what they're doing with Street Fighter 4, where you're still sort of locked into one line, but the arena sort of rotates, you know. Whereas Mortal Kombat 4 was fully 3D, you could move. This was the first one where you could move around freely and do pretty much what you wanted. It was a very interesting step for Midway. At first they were talking about this being an arcade game. I wish it had been an arcade game actually, because there's a lot of cool things about Deadly Alliance, and arcade games are hardcore and fast, and I think this would have made an awesome arcade game. But it wasn't meant to be. Arcade games were finished with Midway, and so I went to the home market. The benefits of it going to the home market were things like they were able to draw out the fatalities and make them sort of long and slow, whereas in arcade they made them quick and fast. You know, in arcade you want people playing the game fast and just going through it, and you know, you don't want to hold up people with things. You want to get players playing through, and the game makes trillions of dollars, whatever. You know, there's mocap. Yeah, so things like that made this awesome. There were also other benefits, like lots of extras, like things like the MK Unseen, which I really like actually. I really like that behind the scenes video they made. In fact, I wish they'd done one sort of for each game. I know that's sort of silly, but I mean, there's always stuff to see behind the scenes of the making of each game that, you know, we don't get to see. And there was, you know, like stuff in the Deadly Alliance one when they were talking about making that stage fatality on the acid bath, but they ran out of time and they had problems with it, so that couldn't make the final game. But it was good seeing them working on it, you know, even though it didn't make the final cut. I better stop yammering on, yakking, whatever you want to call it. Get into the game. Start off with Scorpion, because he's my best. I love this, even the battle plane sort of 3D now, sort of comes around the world, sort of. I like that, you know, that's really cool. This had these awesome loading screens, which told a lot of story. Calm Reptile. Oh, I got the first hit, no way. Get over here. This level here is called the Ice Temple, which is supposed to be the home of Sub-Zero and Frost. The Lin Kuei Temple there in the background, or Lin Kuei. Fatalities in Deadly Alliance, of course, were back. Each character only had one fatality though, but the fatalities were full on. As you can see here, Scorpion just ripping Reptile's skull out there, or brain, and pieces of skull going everywhere. So the fatalities were long and drawn out and hardcore, but as I said, only one per character. And the lack of stage fatalities and the fact there were only one per character, it did get a bit boring pretty fast. Forgot to mention all the characters are in this. Okay, so you got Shang Tsung, Bo Raicho, Li Mi, Scorpion, Sonya, Kenshi, Movado, Johnny Cage, Sub-Zero, Kano, Kung Lao, Nitara, which I really like Nitara, Drummond, Suhao, die you bastard, Frost, Jax, Katana, Raiden, Reptile, and Cyrax. And there's 2 hidden characters that aren't there on the screen. By pressing down on Raiden and down on Cyrax, after you beat all the Conquest Mode, you get Blaze and Mocat. So they're all the characters in Deadly Alliance. Something I'll talk about now is, I got to mention this for me. Yeah, I got to mention this for me. There's a level in Deadly Alliance that I absolutely love, and people like never talk about it or anything, but I just love the whole story behind it, and I'd even like to see it in MK versus DC. In fact, there was a thread on Midway, what levels would you like to see in MK versus DC? And I said, House of Paraka. I love this level. Or, is it actually Paraka? Pekara. Pekara, okay. I got that wrong. Okay, so it's House of Pekara. As you can see, it reminds me a little bit of the church, because of the stained glass, but, you know, it's not a church. It's sort of a building of worship, where there's a statue of the kings here, and there's the souls or spirits of the gods surrounding like a worship chamber. If I go on the story, it says the House of Pekara was a place of worship built upon a tomb, so there's a tomb underneath it, of ancient warrior kings. It was in the labyrinth below this structure that Shang Tsung fooled Kenshi into releasing the souls of the kings. So the level has history too. And I was really bummed that this sort of didn't make a comeback in Deception and Armageddon. I'll talk about the other levels in there. There's the Wuxi Academy, which is, you know, got that big canvas. The Acid Bath, which was going to have the stage fatality but didn't. But the statues still spew off acid anyway. The Nethership, which is another one of my favourite levels. I love the waves crashing over the deck. It's really cool. The Lost Tomb, Drum Arena, House of Pekara, Lava Shrine, which of course has the Dragon King's egg, Kuatan Palace, Palace Grounds, which is outside Shang's Palace, the Portal, which I really didn't like much, you know. I know it was supposed to sort of look, I don't know, sort of cool. I didn't think, considering the portal from Mortal Kombat 2 and this portal, I know this was like a secret portal that only gods and deities knew about, but the portal in MK2 looked cool, man. It had the monks guarding it and the electricity, and I don't know, this looked, yeah, it just looked totally different. The Lunghei Temple, so that's what you call that level. I couldn't remember what that level was called. I call it the platform because you fight on this platform. Sana Ruins, okay. Sana Ruins, right, okay. That's like that deserty level with all sand. The Lin Kuei Temple, Quan Chi's Fortress, Dragonfly, which is that level in the air, Shang Tsung's Palace, and Moloch's Lair. Other things I'll talk about, well, yeah, you got the making, which was awesome, you got the history, which was really awesome, and you got the music video. Now, I might talk about the music video on a totally separate thing because I don't have time to go on about it. Yeah, let me just say that. A lot of people didn't like it, but I'll talk about that another time. I'll do it separate. You got all these, you got the cool thing when you beat the game, you unlocked your characters. When you unlock their skins, you unlock their biography. So everything was unlocked. If you conquered the game and opened all the coffins in the crypt, you unlocked their bios and endings and everything, which, as you know, fans absolutely go crazy for. So yeah, the crypt was massive. 676 coffins. The conquest mode was good. It was a good way to start off conquest mode. I mean, it was really cool seeing the guy walk from place to place, and then you sort of just did the training. But then the next iteration of conquest became my favourite, the free roaming. In fact, I like the Deception conquest mode more than the Armageddon one. Even the Armageddon one was more structured, but I just like the idea of free roaming and the live clock and meditating, and I thought that was really cool. So, is there anything I can say about the GameCube version specifically? I think the GameCube, Xbox, PS2 versions are all pretty much the same. I am going to review them all, but I can't think of any immediate differences between them. If I've forgotten something, I'm sure someone will go, you forgot to say that, you know, on my YouTube page. But that's cool. No, I appreciate your comments. You know, just sometimes you forget to say it while you're doing these videos, so If I forgot something, post it up on the comments. I'll give Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance because the game was so well worked on. Levels, by concept art, just story, just everything was gold. The way it was written was awesome. Even the endings are really full on, you know. So yeah, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Definitely gets bonus points for Liu Kang being killed in the intro. That was really cool. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, Liu Kang is dead!" Of course, he wasn't dead, but, you know, really cool. Yeah, so 9 out of 10 for Deadly Alliance, and I'll see you guys next time for Deception on GameCube.